Hey guys, hey everybody, happy Sunday. How are you doing? How are you feeling? It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and we are here to have a discussion about this dreadful and just disturbing finale episode of The Real Housewives of New York. And I just want y'all to know that I'm not doing a recap. It's not going to be a play by play. We are merely having a discussion about what we witnessed because, as the title says, it's time to discuss Brynn Whitfield. I was disturbed. If you have not seen the episode, I just want to warn you that there are some very triggering topics that are discussed. So I just want to let you know that, a warning. I'm not able to say certain words because YouTube is very funny about that. So I want to be as delicate as possible because this is a very triggering, a very sad topic at hand, right? So if I have to talk in code, just understand that there's a reason for that. First things first, I think it is safe to say that there's something off, right? I think that Brynn might classify as a pathological liar, amongst other things, right? I want to just start off by saying I've noticed a pattern about Brynn. Now, yes, I didn't really watch a lot of this season, but I went back and I watched the last 3 episodes with them being in Puerto Rico. I noticed that Brynn has a tendency to twist people's words. When they get to Puerto Rico, Rebecca Minkoff makes a statement saying, I don't want to share a room because I have 4 children who are always on me, and on this vacation, I want to have some space. I'm paraphrasing what she said. That's episode either 12 or 13. Brynn gets angry at Rebecca Minkoff and says, well, how dare you insult me because I don't have kids and everybody knows that I'm trying to have children, so how dare you? So all throughout the episode, Brynn low-key wears Rebecca down and forces her to apologize to her. I was disturbed by that because that's not what Rebecca Minkoff said. Rebecca said, I do not want to share a room because I have 4 children and I would like some space for these next 3 or 4 days. Period. End of story. When Brynn tried to turn this around, like Rebecca Minkoff was insulting her for not having kids, I was like, oh no, there's something wrong. And I hate the way they placate Brynn. I hate the way they baby Brynn. Brynn is an adult woman. She's in her late 30s. And they make excuses for her, especially Jenna. It's really weird. So I was disturbed by that incident. But now I want to take you back further. Last season, season 14, when the news was announced that this would be the cast, does anybody remember that a woman named Lizzie was originally a part of the cast? She was full-time. She was fired halfway into filming last season because allegedly Brynn told producers that Lizzie called her the N-word during a conversation on the phone. Lizzie, since this finale has aired, Lizzie recently spoke out to the New York Post and has said the truth finally comes out. This is what I dealt with for over 2 years, my life being ruined. So now I'm playing this all back, and I'm like, I really think that Brynn is a liar. And now I'm not believing that this woman called her the N-word, and Brynn might have gotten this woman fired for no reason. I also feel like Brynn, I'm just being honest. Again, we're having a conversation. I feel like Brynn is envious, jealous, whatever word you want to use. I think that Brynn is seeking out to destroy everybody on this cast because a lot of the women on this cast have the life that she wants. We're going to get into her and Ubah in just a few minutes. Let me cook. I promise I got you. Like Glorilla said, honey, let her cook, okay? I'm getting somewhere. Brynn single-handedly, I feel, goes down the line, and she's trying to mess up everybody's career, their livelihoods, their marriages by spewing out lies. The constant shade towards Rebecca Minkoff about, oh, she's at Nordstrom Rack. Oh, I mean, who wants her stuff? She's at Nordstrom Rack. Excuse me? Where's your clothing line? In the words of Nene Leakes, what's your status at the bank? Because I'm so sorry, ma'am. Your apartment is cute and all, but you're in a 5-story walk-up in Manhattan. You're renting, and there's no shade. There's no shade. You have a gorgeous apartment, but let's not do that, because if we compared, Rebecca Minkoff is running circles around you. That woman has a $100 million empire. She's in a penthouse. So for you to constantly shade her about, oh, she's at Nordstrom Rack and she's at Target or TJ Maxx, and no offense, Brynn, but what bags are you wearing? Because I don't ever see you in designer. I never see you in any Chanel or Prada, none of that. I don't see you at Neiman's. I don't see you at Bergdorf's. So again, girl, where are your bags? I don't see, where's the YSL? Where's the Louis? Where's the Gucci? And it was funny because they did an interview with you like maybe a few months ago. It was like a cute little thing about like, oh, what do you guys buy? What do you guys spend your money on? And you were like, oh yeah, I'm not really a bag girl. I like more like understated pieces or whatever. So you want to throw all this shade, but yeah, I don't see you pushing any Chanel or any Prada or any, like, so stop. It's like she's very hateful. And the hate has been seeping out all season long. And it's weird because I didn't really notice it last season. I like Brynn a lot, but this season, it's like the jealousy jumped out. And how I always say, you can't be around somebody who's jealous of you because they will try to mess you up. Now, let's just go on to what happened at this finale with Ubah versus Brynn. They get into it because remember the last episode, Brynn and Ubah were battling, right? We have Brynn talking about, you're delusional, you're not Naomi Campbell, like, you'll never be Naomi Campbell. Girl, who says she wanted to be Naomi Campbell? It's just like, it's anything to like chip at somebody's self-esteem. You're sitting up there twisting up her words when you said, you told me that I always have a dick in my mouth. And Ubah said, let's play the tapes back. I did not say that. I said, maybe you slept with somebody to get this job, to get on this show. I never said that. You're the one who said, well, maybe I need to have that in my mouth. And they played the tapes back and Ubah was correct. I said, don't mess with Ubah. Ubah's not the one or the two. She's always twisting somebody's words up. And it's so irritating. Because at this point, we have Jenna, Erin, Sai. They're all siding with Brynn. They're like, Ubah, you can't say that, though. You can't say that. You can't say that. So now we have Brynn crying. And she's like, can you please tell me what I do? Because I have a career in marketing and public relations. And then at one point, Ubah walks out the room. She's like, F it, F everybody. And now Brynn is putting on her best Karen tears. And she says, why can't Black women make money? Why can't Black women succeed? So I want to stop right here. Now, if you are somebody who gets uncomfortable talking about race, feel free to click off right now because we are going there. Brynn is the truth of the matter. Brynn is a white passing biracial woman, period, full stop. We have never heard Brynn address herself as a Black woman, ever. So now all of a sudden, when you want the sympathy of the group to make Ubah look bad, now all of a sudden is, well, why can't Black women succeed? Brynn, you do not present as a monoracial Black woman, and you know that, and you've never claimed to be a monoracial Black woman either. So now to make Ubah look bad, you want to pull that out of your behind? Are you kidding me? The audacity of you. Because earlier this season, you said to Ubah, you don't want to be the angry Black woman, calm down, lower your voice. So now all of a sudden is why can't Black women succeed? Why can't Black women make money? How the audacity. I said, oh, I was livid when I was livid. I was livid. So now we have that going on. They're comforting Brynn. Ubah is off in the next room. And it's just getting worse and worse because throughout the conversations, we see Raquel and Jenna coddling Brynn like she's 5 years old. So now we have Erin talking about, oh, I don't like how Ubah says that. She can't keep calling Brynn whores and saying that stuff like it's not right. Now, let me be very clear about something. Have there been times throughout this season where Ubah has been a bit insufferable? Yes, I'm not saying that Ubah has not had her moments, but at the same time, Brynn will flip your words. And Brynn has been steadily poking at Ubah throughout this season. So no, I'm not saying that Ubah has not had her moments, but Brynn overrides what Ubah has done with the games that she plays. And Brynn is very dangerous. And I do feel like with what Brynn did next, it goes back to what I just said about there's some envy and jealousy there, because I think that Brynn feels like because she is a white passing biracial woman that she should have the life that Ubah, a monoracial dark-skinned Black woman, has. Because Ubah's dating a very wealthy white man, living well. She's, living her life. And I think that Brynn feels like she deserves that. Again, we're gonna talk real. I'm not sugarcoating. This is how I feel. These are my thoughts. If you agree, that's great. If you don't, that's great too. But I'm giving you guys the truth on how I see things, right? Because of that, we have Brynn still fishing for sympathy. She's, the crying, the tears about, why can't Black women win? And now we have Erin and Sai pull Ubah to the next room. And they're like, you can't say that, babe. Like, you just can't say that because it's just not right. It's not a good look. And Ubah's like, look, I never said that about her having that in her mouth. All I said was maybe she slept with somebody, right? Ubah, you can tell that she was just over it, because that's hard when you feel like the whole house is against you, right? I felt like Ubah was in a lose-lose situation, because if she tries to acquiesce and apologize, then that's seen as, okay, well, she acknowledges that her behavior was bad, right? Then if she stands her ground and says, well, I'm not going to apologize, they're still going to be angry. They have dinner, things are heated. We do see, okay. We have Brynn crying to Jenna and Raquel, right? Here's where the BS starts. Brynn tells them that she's upset because she's in support groups for people who have experienced SA. And she says, Ubah knows this. So Jenna's like, wait, what? She does? And Brynn says, yes. So Brynn tells us a story of before BravoCon, she called Ubah and said, Ubah, I was SA'd. I can't say the word, but the R word happened to her. And she says, I'm still dealing with this. So to have a 6-foot petulant toddler saying that I suck, that's why I'm triggered. And it's not okay with everything I've been through, right? So now we have Jenna talking about, well, that's a violation. That's the worst thing that can happen to a woman. And I can't imagine that Ubah would make a comment like that knowing what Brynn told her. Keep that in mind. We go out, we now go to the kitchen, they're eating dinner. Jenna is crying because she can't believe that Ubah would say that after knowing what Brynn confided in her last year. Just keep that in mind. They're eating, it's a bit tense, and now we have Ubah trying to pull Brynn outside to talk, and Ubah's like, I just want to apologize. Brynn's being nasty, and she's like, oh, apologize for what? Like, what are you apologizing for? And Ubah's like, girl, I just want to apologize. I did not mean to say that. And Brynn walks off and says, I'm done. They're back in the kitchen. Ubah and Brynn go at it again. Ubah's like, you know what? F this. I'm not saying sorry for that. She leaves. At this point, everybody's looking at Ubah like she's the bad guy. So now it's time for them to go to bed. It's 10:56 at night. Production is going into each lady's room to take their mics off. The cameras go down. All of a sudden, we have Erin saying, this is when it got real. This night was insane. Jessel goes into Ubah's room, right? And Jessel did the Lord's work. Jessel, you got 20 points from me because had you not gone into that room, the whole house would have blamed Ubah and they would have painted her as the villain and this could have destroyed her. Jessel relays the story that Brynn told her, Jenna, and Raquel a few hours ago about how Brynn said that she told Ubah what happened to her. So Jessel says, you know, we hear a blood-curdling scream from Ubah, and now we have Ubah, we hear and we see Ubah screaming, and she's like, wait, what? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. So Jessel says, she repeats herself again and says, well, Brynn told us that she shared and that you knew. It was in this moment where everybody realized that Ubah was telling the truth and that Brynn was lying. Ubah is shaking in a ball. That's what Sai says. And Ubah, we cut to Ubah's confessional, and she says, tell me when she told me that. I don't remember. Just tell me when. Ubah is sobbing in her confessional. Did anybody catch how Brynn was hugging the producer? And I think that the producer she was hugging was Eric Fuller. And Eric Fuller, it seems like when you get on the show, things go left because Potomac was destroyed. And now it seems like New York is following in the same footsteps. Ubah storms out of her room, rightfully so. She addresses Brynn and she's like, you're telling me that I knew? I had no idea. Like, she's going off. We have Ubah going insane. And now we have Raquel say, Ubah comes into our room, me and Jenna's room, and she starts screaming. And she says out of her own mouth, because we know that Ubah is Muslim, right? So Ubah says, may Allah strike me down and kill my firstborn if I did this. And Raquel says, in that moment, I knew that she was telling the truth because nobody would say that if they were lying. So now we have Brynn coming out. And Brynn, this is the nail in the coffin for you. Brynn repeats the story. And Brynn says, I thought that Ubah clocked it. Hold on. Because you just accused this woman of knowing and then weaponizing your trauma against you. And now all of a sudden you say, well, I thought that she clocked it. Absolutely not. So now we have Erin, Jenna, Raquel, Sai, all saying it was in this moment where I realized that Brynn is a liar. Brynn, I just want to pause and let you know that you are a blessed woman, that Ubah did not come in there and go upside your head. And I am not somebody who is an advocate for violence, but in situations like these, if somebody accuses me of that, I really don't know how I would react. Because if Ubah would have knocked you out, I would not have felt any ways about it. And I'm being so honest. I'm being transparent. I'm not going to lie to y'all about how I feel. Had Ubah gone upside Brynn's head, I would have felt no ways about it. You could have destroyed this woman's life, her livelihood. That could have broken up her relationships. She could have lost endorsements. You accuse this lady, and now you want to tell the truth that, well, actually, I didn't tell her. I thought that she knew what I meant. I thought that she clocked it. That is unacceptable. You have an issue with the truth. And let's just fast forward to the end. When you guys all see each other for the cast photo shoot, at the tail end of the episode, you're crying. You're crying and saying that the group doesn't F with you and you're the one who deserves, an apology and you can't believe this. You're tired of this. Are you insane? You lied on somebody. You lied. You flat out could have destroyed somebody's life. And now you want to turn around and act like you're the victim here. You're not a victim. I was livid, Brynn. You have been showing your entire ass this season, but you really showed out in this last episode. This is disturbing. And I'm really starting to believe that you lied on Lizzie and the last season and got her fired for no reason. It's just giving very much that. Because you have a pattern. You flip what people have said. The whole story about earlier this season about Jenna being broke. Remember that? You lied and said, oh yeah, because Erin said that you were broke. And that's not how Erin said it. You're a liar. And you're a dangerous liar at that. Because not only will you lie, you'll turn around and act like you're the victim in all this. I was floored. I think that Brynn needs to be off this show. There is no place for this. I think anybody who could lie like that, to that magnitude, to that level, I believe that they are a danger to not only themselves, but the whole cast. And I don't watch Housewives to be triggered. I mean, that's really scary to have somebody lie on you like that. And I felt for Ubah. I really felt for Ubah. I want to do something different today. I'm going to read the super chats, but I would like to, I'll drop the link. I would like to hear what you guys thought about the episode. I do want to say, if you could, I need everybody to keep it, concise, right? So everybody would get 2 minutes. I'll have a few people on and you could just give me what you thought. Yeah, I don't want to belabor the point. I said this is a discussion, so I would want to hear from a few of y'all about what you thought about the episode. But let me read the super chats first. Hey, Hallie T. Lightwork, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for this live. Brynn is evil. I agree. Hey, Ari M, thank you for the super chat. You are an absolute light and have truly created a special place here. Oh, thank you so much. Congrats on 31K. Oh, thank you. Been here since shout out to the sex box. So much love. Thank you. Hey, DM Rocks, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Brynn should be fired for what she did to Ubah, and shout out to Jessel for being a true friend. Yes, shout out to Jessel, because had Jessel not gone into Ubah's room, we would have all believed that Ubah had done that. I mean, she could have ruined Ubah's life. So shout out to Jessel. Hey, the perfume preppy. Thank you for the super chat. Brynn weaponizes her Black heritage and coasts on her white passing appearance. She despises Ubah as an unambiguous Black woman, straight up Karen. Yes, I agree. Wholeheartedly with you. Hey, the perfume preppy. Thank you for the super chat. Brynn is a talented Mrs. Ripley. Yes. Oh my gosh, very much so. Hey, Sasha C, thank you for the super chat. Brynn hates that Ubah, a beautiful Black woman, is her Pinterest board. This is how many non-Black women feel about us, but we are delusional when we call it out. Yes. But listen, we are calling it out today. We are calling the truth out today. So it's a new day. It's a new time. Nobody's biting their tongues anymore. It's ridiculous. Hey, the perfume preppy. Thank you for the super chat. Every show Eric Fuller produces has a colorism issue. Yes. Notice him consoling Brynn and completely and completely disregarding Ubah nasty work. Yes, that wasn't lost on me. When she gave him that long hug and they're laughing and giggling together after that all went down, it is not lost on me. I think that he needs to be fired too. I think that he is a poison to these shows. Hey, the perfume preppy. Thank you for the super chat. Brynn deserves some hands. Real talk. Listen, had Ubah gone upside her head, I don't think that anybody would have been upset. Because you listen, there are some things that are just so life altering. Had everybody believed what Brynn said, Ubah would have been the one probably fired, no endorsements. I mean, this could have the ripple effects that this could have had on Ubah's life. I have chills just thinking about it. Hey, Vibe UK 2003. Thank you for the super chat. This Eric Fuller producer sounds like trouble. Please, God, keep him away from SLC. Yes. Hey, Miss Tishalish. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, Tania04. Thank you for the super chat. Brynn needs a grippy sock vacation far away from New York. Child. This gave very much, there's some serious issues going on. Stop giving Jessel so much credit. Jessel went into Ubah's room to ask her why she did that, not if she did that, meaning she also believed that Ubah knew. That's a good point. But either way, I'm glad that she did that, because if she had not said anything, then this whole narrative would have played out and things would have gone a lot differently. So at the end of the day, I'm still happy that Jessel said something, because had she not said anything, none of this, the truth would not have come out. Hey, Jeanette, bro, thank you for the super chat. Don't forget when she told Ubah she needs to stop being angry or Oliver will leave her. She sure did. She said, stop being the angry Black woman. That's what she said. And I thought it was touching when Ubah and they separated Ubah and Brynn. So Ubah went to a hotel and Jessel went with her. Jenna and Erin are still giving Brynn some grace. Well, I saw when Brynn's Rolling Stone article came out a few days ago after the episode aired, Brynn said that, oh, me and Erin are like sisters and she has my back. And Erin rips her a new asshole on Instagram. She said, no, we're not like sisters. I haven't talked to you in 8 months. And on top of that, what you did is disgusting. And she called Brynn out. So I think that Erin is done. Erin called Brynn everything but a child of God on Instagram a few days ago. So I think the only person still giving Brynn grace is Jenna, because Jenna said on when she was on Watch What Happens Live, she still had that attitude of, oh, good people do bad things sometimes, and she's like a child. Stop. I think Jenna is the only one giving Brynn some grace. Brynn lying about Erin being a sister to her, the pattern continues. Yeah, I think that there's a problem with Brynn. There's a problem. Jenna is full of, what? She's flattered by Brynn's flirting. I do think that there is something to that. I think that Jenna definitely likes the flirtation that goes on with her and Brynn. I think that a lot of times in life, people are more sensitive to a white woman's tears, a white passing woman's tears, a lighter skinned woman's tears versus a Black woman's tears. Because just the talk about how Brynn is still like a child, because Jenna even said that she's like a child and Brynn is an adult. I mean, her and Ubah are like the same age. I think Brynn is older than Ubah. I think Brynn is 38 and Ubah is 36, 37. And there's still, it's just weird. It's very odd to me, but it plays out a lot in life where, people will still coddle, and they'll treat a Black person, a Black woman who's been wronged, they'll treat her like she's the villain. Hey, the perfume preppy, thank you for the super chat. This episode shows why DEI is important. Yes. Front of the line. Thank you for the super chat. Please tell everyone to keep it cute in the call-ins too. LOL. Yes. Oh, absolutely. Listen, trust and believe. I don't play that. Thank you, though, front of the line. Let them know. Let them know, Greg. Hey, Betty. Thank you for the super sticker. So, y'all, I'm going to drop the link here in the chat. Again, if we can keep it to 2 minutes per person, let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Please don't. YouTube gets really weird about curse words, certain words. So please, let's not try to use the R word. Okay, like just say SA. Just certain words YouTube gets real weird on. So please just, let's keep the cursing to a minimum. Let's keep certain terms to a minimum, okay? All right. Oh, okay, y'all. All right, and make sure to like the live, y'all. Let's get the likes up. So one of y'all said we have 825 viewers with only 250 likes. Yeah, that's very uneven. Let's get the likes up. It's free. You don't have to pay anything to like it. It's free. It's free. Let's get these likes. I think this is a very important conversation. Let's get the algorithm to boost the live. So make sure to like that video, okay? All right, we're gonna call in. Oh, thank you. Yes, I had to bring out my old Return to Tiffany, honey. My Tiffany's, honey, is on today. All right. Okay. So this is the link. Feel free. 2 minutes. Let me know what you thought about the episode. Y'all, when I tell you guys, the only reason why I did this is for y'all, because I was so disturbed. I was not about to recap, do a live, anything. And y'all were like, Brooke, please, Brooke, please, Brooke, please. So I said, I will only do it for you guys. Oh, we have somebody in here. Okay, let me add you to the stage. Hi, Natalia. How are you?
I was so shocked at first. Hi, how are you? I've been watching.
Well, how are you?
I've been watching for a very long time. Been a fan. How are you?
I'm well. How are you? I'm happy that you're here.
Thank you for having me. I wasn't expecting to be first, but yeah, don't mind this little messy button. It is a Sunday.
It's okay.
So I did not watch any of New York this season. I tried to watch a little bit, but it wasn't giving what I thought it was gonna give. But yes, Brynn is very, very dangerous. She needs help. Everybody has some remnants of childhood trauma, but for you to do that to another person, to just lie like that and have everybody rally around you and comfort you, and then when you see it and it's like, oh well, maybe she didn't clock it. Who would not remember you telling them that you were SA'd?
Yeah.
Somebody would really remember that. That isn't something somebody would just easily forget.
Exactly.
But shout out to Jessel for being the only decent person to be like, you know what, maybe she doesn't really know what Brynn is talking about. And let me go clue her in to what is really being said about her. Because Jessel has been a decent human being this entire season. And I know we wasn't supposed to pivot, but I just want to add, for Sai to keep saying that Pavitt owes her an apology, Sai, you owe Pavitt an apology.
I agree.
Because you were insinuating that this man was going on a tour to cheat on his wife.
Yep.
And you haven't apologized to him yet.
I agree. With you.
There needs to be apologies on both sides. So that's it. That's all I want to say. Keep doing the wonderful job you're doing.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that I was one of the first of the few subscribers. I've been around.
Yes. Thank you. I'm so happy you joined. Thank you again. I hope that you will join the next time we have a call in live.
Yes, I hope I do too, because I don't never get to catch the lives. But I was like, notify me, because I was actually on down to the Peacock watching it. watching the season over so I can at least have some thoughts when I watch the reunion. But I'm
Yeah.
glad it seems that everybody is going to be getting on her and not going to be letting her slide when the reunion does happen. They're not just going to be like pallicating her. But I do want to say that I think Jenna lets her slide because Jenna had a crush on her.
Yes, but in the reunion, they showed a sneak peek.
Yeah.
Jenna gets on her too.
Yeah, but I think before it was
Yes.
because she had a crush on her, and I think they like the attention that she gives.
Yes, yes, yes. I agree. I agree. But thank you, Natalia. I'm going to get to the next person. Thank you so much for joining in.
You have a good night. Thank you. Well, good day. Thank you.
You too. So, okay. Hi, Crystal.
Hi, Crystal. Hi, how are you, bro? How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well. How are you? Thank you for joining. You have to pardon me. I'm in my car because, like, I was listening to you while I was shopping, but when you said you were going to drop the link, I was like, oh, let me just go ahead and not even crank up. I'm doing this. So forgive me. My front-facing camera is a little cruel, but because I'm the angle I'm shooting at to keep the sun out of my eyes. But yeah, it's so good to be here. Thank you for having this live because, like, while this season of New York I haven't been impressed with, this episode had me hotter than frying oil. This particular episode, because I'm not gonna ramble on because I know there's other people that want to come up, but I think we really need to hold Brynn to task, and because she is an unambiguous Black woman, we've watched her skate with all sorts of terrible behavior that they would have just burned Ubah alive for. And I'm getting really irritated. Like, I put in one because I'm the super chats I get, I'm the perfume preppy. That's me. So,
thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. So, I've just noticed that even in season 1, her poor behavior, everybody laughed it off. And what I noticed, especially about white women, because I worked in a lot of corporate spaces and nonprofit spaces, their terrible behavior gets infanticized all the time. Oh, they're young. Oh, that's what they do. Whereas even if you're a Black girl, if you're a minor, you are always adultified. You are always an adult. Right? But if you're white, you can be in your 30s, early 40s. Oh, she's young. That's what they do. No, we need to hold everybody to the same uniform standard. And like I put in my super chat, every show that Eric Fuller is on, there is a consistent thread of colorism, and I'm sick of it. Because I sat there and watched him mollycoddle Brynn, and Ubah is sitting here like, and to me, it was such a metaphor for like being a Black woman in America. She's getting patted up and hugged, and everybody's, Ubah is crying, and she's, like, look, I swear, basically saying, I swear to God, I didn't do this. And everybody's just like, you know what I mean? And it's like, because Black female tears count for nothing, right? And I'm like, if you go back, even the clips I've seen all season, Brynn has systematically been picking at Ubah nonstop with the don't be an angry Black woman, don't be aggressive, or Oliver will leave, or, why don't you this, that, and just picking at her nonstop. And to me, it reminded me of a lot of the spaces that I've been in work-wise, where white women will systematically pick at you over and over and over and over again. And then when you blow your stack and let them have it, you're confrontational, you're aggressive, right? Like, and then I don't know why she's acting like this. See, I don't have time for that. And to watch that play out in a show that, you should watch to be escaping real life, absolutely not. And, I was a huge Jenna Lyons stan because I loved her era at J. Crew. I am so disappointed and disgusted with her. I am absolutely disgusted with her because I'm just like, Jenna, are you kidding me? As a woman, all of them are women, but I'm like, you guys are sitting here and nobody even thought to themselves that Ubah could have not done this just because she's a bit abrasive. Like, another thing that Brynn did that really pissed me off was the way when she knew that, Ubah, first of all, Ubah's first language is not English. So there's going to be certain things that she's, like, because she's trying to translate things in her head. Brynn was sitting there basically making fun of her speaking in her face. And nobody said anything about it. Like, she was like laughing at her in her face. And I was like, absolutely not. And I'm just like, so what that tells me is, and I'm someone who also has biracial brothers and sisters on my father's side. When I see Brynn, what that tells me is she doesn't understand her Black side and she despises it. And I think that has a lot to do with her relationship with her father, but because she was raised by her grandmother. And I'm like, you think because you have to go to a black salon that you know about that part of your culture? You don't. You don't, especially if you only like your black heritage when you can weaponize it and make it advantageous. I don't appreciate that as an unambiguous black woman because I don't get to, decide what days I'm black on. I'm black 365, so I didn't appreciate that. I was like, no, 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 no. You need to unlearn that and get some deep therapy because what she did to Ubah was just absolutely just despicable and sinister. I was like, I want you fired. And I know there's some people I saw in the chat, and I do get the thought behind it that were like, oh, keep her on because she should have to face them. No, because Bravo's going to do this nonsense where they're going to make them pretend to, forgive each other and have to. And I'm sorry, you can't accuse me as a woman of something so dehumanizing and despicable of what she accused Ubah of and expect me to just patch it up and be going out to lunch and drinks with you. No, honey. Like, I'm not a particularly violent person, but accusing me as a woman of being so insensitive to something so demoralizing as SA, sweetheart, I'm gonna need to see you out back. Like, there's just no two ways about it. Like, just go ahead and take your rings off and I'll see you out there because that's not gonna cut it for me. So I was just like, I hope Ubah doesn't forgive her because like I said, to me, Brynn hates Ubah because Brynn thinks that her light skin should have given her the life Ubah has. And she doesn't like that this, really gorgeous, dark-skinned woman has that. She's really salty about it. Even the way she was talking to Jessel. How are you mad at Jessel for getting pictures taken and having costume changes at her birthday party, sis? Like, how's that work?
Everything that you said on point. Am I echoing? I hope.
No, you're fine. Yeah, if I'm over my time, I'll go. Because I don't want to hold anybody else.
Thank you so much for everything. Put it on the head, and I'm going to go to the next person.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me up.
So much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Brooke.
Thank you. Hi, Kaya.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not going to show my face because I do look a little tore up right now, but I want to make just 3 points and then I'm going to leave. First, I want to say that I'm not trying to compare traumas, but if we're going based off of the scale that these ladies use for Brynn, in which she went through this in her childhood so she can get away with murder, if anyone should be getting away with murder, it is Ubah. She is a war refugee. She encountered female gentilation at a very young age. She fled from Somalia to Ethiopia when she was a teenager. She migrated to America, to New York of all places, as a Black Muslim woman by herself. Both of her parents are gone from cancer. And I would like to note that when she was referencing cancer and Aaron got up and got upset, she was referencing her own mother. I understand that based off of the situation, it may look like she was talking about Aaron's situation, but she was talking about her own. So if we're going based off of the scale of if your childhood was horrible, you have the right to be a disgusting person, Ubah should be that disgusting person. And of course, we should all be mild mannered. I feel like none of us should use what we went through as an excuse to put hurt and pain onto others. But they're so inconsistent with how they treat these two. And I really want someone to directly tell me why. We know why, but the general audience that bashes Ubah, tell me why. Genuinely, just tell me why. Because when you look back at it, Ubah has been the most empathetic person on this show. Is she sporadic at times? Yes. Is she Ubah hot? Yes. But last year, she was the only person that did not talk shit about Jessel's marriage. The only person. Even Jenna made slide comments. When Brynn was going through her episode, who did she call first? Ubah. When Aaron found out her parents had cancer, who did she call first? Ubah. Ubah was the only one that was even defending Brynn at one point in time, and she didn't even like her. Like she says all the time, like, I love Brynn, but she makes me upset. Like she frustrates me. Like that takes a big person. That's what I would say. And if I should, I'm not even going to say that part, but what I will say is that I want someone to, and I'm a Ubah defender, I'm not going to lie, but I want someone to explain to me what has Ubah done so bad to warrant the hate that she gets by a lot of the fans. And can I add also that earlier in this season, Brynn straight up mocked her accent, like mocked her African accent. And if Jessel had a traditional Indian accent and Brynn did that to Jessel, she would not be on the show. They would have cut her mid-season and found somebody else.
Very
So
true.
why is it okay to do this to Ubah? And my third point is this. A lot of people are saying, bring back the OGs, bring back the OGs, bring back the OGs. I personally like this cast. I feel like it's a good palate cleanser, especially when it's sandwiched in between two other Housewives shows. I personally don't mind the cast. That's just me personally. But if you are disgusted by Ubah's actions and you want the OGs to come back, what do you think Dorinda would have said to Brynn if Brynn would have tried her the way she tried Ubah? Dorinda would curse Brynn out worse than Ubah ever could. And
Hmm.
you want them back, but you're persecuting Ubah. How does that make sense? And explain that to me. And to the people that are saying that Ubah is just over the top dramatic and she's not housewife material, she's not fit for the show, people have flipped tables. People have been aggressors. People have accused people of rape. People have thrown their prosthetic legs over tables at charity events. So, what are we talking about here? Genuinely and truly. And I really hope, and I think they're not going to do it because she's pregnant, but Erin deserves every lashing that Brynn gets. Erin needs to be taking them lashings too.
I
Jenna, oh yes, Jenna, I feel like she needs to grow up. I was so frustrated watching the finale because Jenna and Raquel are the oldest two on the show. You've lived in New York for how long and you don't know when somebody's running some game on you? I picked up on Brynn on season 1. Like, I don't understand that. Like, and the thing is, Jenna's not stupid. Jenna has built an empire for herself that is very impressive that no one can take away from her. So why are you choosing to be so stupid behind this girl?
I think with Bryn, like the perfume preppy pointed out right before, just like in society in general, people
Mhm.
just tend to coddle white women, white tears, white passing tears. And I think in this case, with where it's Bryn versus Ubah, they just for some reason they want to baby and coddle Bryn, and
Mhm.
we see Jenna keep saying, oh, she's like a child, and it's like a child who just got off course, and good people do bad things. I think that it's just subconsciously it's just like that colorism jumping out, and just you're just automatically side with the person who looks white versus the person who's black. I think that it's just a lot of stuff just buried at the surface, and that's the real reason why people act the way they do, and they'll prefer one person over the next. But yeah, I mean, you've said it perfectly, Kaya. I agree with all your points, and I do feel like Erin does deserve some lashings as well, because Erin throws rocks and hides her hands. Think about the whole conversation that they had. They were talking about Jessel and her marriage, and she's sleeping with some guy, or the guy was the love of her life, and then she runs and tells Jessel, "Oh yeah, well it was Brynn and Sai having talking about you, not me." And Sai's like, "Are you serious? You always seem to leave out what you said in every conversation to make yourself innocent." So yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly.
And can I also add that when Brynn said that, she also said at the end that the reason why her and the black guy didn't end up together is because Jessel's parents didn't accept him. So
Mhm.
now you're adding a racial element to Jessel's parents are racist, basically. Like,
Yes.
you don't even understand the gravity of anything that you're saying right now.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, and she does wear blackness as a hat
Mhm.
because last year at the season 1 reunion,
Yes.
Andy asked her, how does this newfound blackness suit you? But you've been black all your life, if you're claiming you're a black woman. So
Mhm.
I would have been confused. And then on top of that, her hypocrisy is just crazy because she said, why can't black women be successful? 30 minutes after she just said that Ubah was a dress barn model.
Yep.
And the thing with that is that Ubah has modeled for Gucci, Ralph Lauren, Betsy Johnson. She's walked in New York Fashion Week. For you to see that she's a dress barn and a Talbots model, you would have had to Google her and look deep in the archives.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
that's not even the first thing that pops up when you Google her name because of all of the brands that she's worked with. So I think Brynn had this formulated with blueprints like before the season even started. Before they started filming, Brynn knew what she was going to do, and she never thought that she would get caught up.
I agree. I agree. Kaya, you said it perfectly. Thank you so much. I'm just gonna go
Yes,
to the
thank
next.
you.
Thank
I love
you.
you so much. I love your channel.
Oh, thank you. I love you. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you. Yes,
Thank
you have a
you.
good one, okay?
You too. You too. Hi, Kendrick Willis.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm happy that you're here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, yes.
I haven't been on one of these in a long time. It's been a while. All right. So uh, it was, oh, I don't even know where to start, but I'm gonna make it simple. But yeah, I was very disturbed when that all went down when it came to Brynn and Ubah. I felt bad for Ubah. I really wanted to cry, to be honest. It was really sad that, she insinuated all of that. And for me, Brynn is like like a provocative victim. I don't know what it is about her, you know, and yes, and I agree with everyone else. She was taking shots at Uba before this even went down. She was just like, why are you here if you're not going to say anything at that dinner? Um, and Uba's just like, what do you want with me? I'm not doing anything to you, you know. And so yeah, she's been poking at her for a while, and and now she's kind of seeing like, look, don't mess with me, and I hate that this narrative has to be out there for that if you poke at somebody and then not and then get mad at their reaction. I hate that. I hate when that happens. And yeah, so yeah, I probably would have been fighting too, especially if you're gonna accuse. No, seriously,
Yeah.
like that's something that's something you could get fired over. That could
Yes.
ruin your reputation, your livelihood, and everything. You could be gone. People could be making up things about you for a lifetime. That's a lifetime scar. And so, Bryn, I don't know what it is about her. She's just a twisting tornado. I don't know what it is about that girl, but she needs to stop. Like
Yeah.
this has to stop. This is so serious. This could be a court case or something. So
Mm-hmm.
like, you can't do that. And Aaron, yeah, that girl, she needs some lashing too, because she thinks that just because she was part of the conversation, she's just, like she's innocent and everything. No, ma'am, you talk stuff too. So you were in it. You were in it too. Just because you may not have said this type of word or this sentence, no, no, you were there. It's kind of like if you robbed the bank and you didn't even pull out the gun or whatever, you were still in there. You need to be held to the fire too, sis. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Okay?
I
Because
agree.
you can't be there and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, it wasn't me. I didn't say nothing. I was just sitting there looking pretty. No, that's the excuse she gives. I'm like, no, ma'am. You were there. You said this piece, that piece, and that piece. So own it. Some of these women on this cast, just own it, please. If you said what you said, it is what it is. They're gonna play it on tape, especially in this cast. It's like, look, y'all, the cameras, they're gonna be there. Just relax. I feel like they're just stiff. They're
I
just
think
stiff.
I think that that's what happens when you have a group where nobody was actually friends prior to the show, and they're
Yeah.
just castmates getting the check. I
Yeah.
think what you said about Erin is perfect. That she needs her lashings. She's always not telling what she said, but then throwing everybody else under the bus. And then when you confront her and say, "Oh, no, 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 let's play those tapes back. You were talking," then she wants to cry and play victim.
Exactly. That's why Aaron and Brynn are alike, but Brynn is the worst out of the
Yes.
two, of course. But that's why they gelled together, because it was just like, they're the same way. They're the same way, but Aaron kind of has a little more of a conscience versus
Yes.
Brynn does. And so, at least with Aaron, she can have a little bit of acknowledgement of, okay, yeah, I messed up a little bit. But Brynn, she needs more than help. She needs a lot of ladies, men, whatever, whoever it is, because she definitely needs something.
I
Um,
agree.
Jesus wouldn't save her, and that's saying a lot. But that black girl right there, something's wrong, and
Yeah,
she has to, she has to go somewhere. But Uber, I feel bad for her.
yeah.
I'm happy Jessel stepped up to be that friend that actually was there to say what she had to say, and yeah. Um, uh, and other than that, yeah, that was a very disturbing episode. I felt bad for her. I wanted to hug her because that was so disturbing. It's very disturbing, you
Very
know.
much so. Very
Yeah,
much
and I
so.
read that article you were talking about.
Yes.
And yeah, Aaron told her up. I said, Brynn, are you delusional?
Very.
Aaron told you up in
Shorty.
that article, please.
Shorty.
No.
But
Brynn's
Kendrick,
just on cloud 25. I don't know
she
what
is.
it is for her.
She is. No, Kendrick, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
Thank
having
Of
me.
course. And I will see you at the next one.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Honey, look, next time I'm gonna have my fan of shade ready to go.
Perfect. Have a good day.
You too. Thanks.
And hi, Thomas.
Hey, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are
I'm sorry,
you?
I was cooking. Yes, I'm great. Um, First of all, sorry for my accent. I'm French, so that's why.
Oh, no,
Uh,
it's okay.
but thank you very much. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the episode, but mostly about Brynn, because I actually had a friend like Brynn, and to me, just like Raquel said, she just screams narcissistic. Like, I
Mhm.
don't know how to explain this, but when you go back to even just like the first season of the Real Housewives of New York, you'll see that she just constantly creates chaos between the girls and the friendships, just like with the Cheesegate, or just constantly every time someone is getting closer to someone else, she tries to create a rift between them.
Yes.
And also pretty much everyone had like an event and she made it about herself. For example, for Erin, she was flirting with her husband when it was like supposed to be about them and their vow renewals. When it was for Jessel, she was like, oh, I have to go to do something about herself, and she even left earlier, I think, for the yes, for Jessel's birthday. So when you just pick on those things, like you'll see that she just likes to create chaos, and also she just constantly kind of made fun and bullied Ubah all of the season. And that's why, even though I understand why some people are frustrated with Ubah, I think I would have done the same thing like she did. Like what she said, I can't be against her because I understand how frustrated you feel and how you feel ganged up on when Brynn is always on your back.
Mhm.
And I think my last point is about Erin. Honestly, because I really like to observe how the housewives move. And I remember Erin said that in the first season that she used to be bullied when she was in high school. And to me, I think the reason why she was so friend with Brynn is because she had the illusion of being cool by being with Brynn, because she is the fun friend. And that's why she just, I don't know how to explain this, but to me she's not um, I think she's messy, but I
Mhm.
think she does this also because she wants to be like Brynn so bad. But
Yes.
the thing is, Brynn wants to be like everyone else. Like, I don't know how to explain this, but I think she was mad at Ubah because Ubah managed to pull out the exact type of men that she likes, that she loves, which
Yep.
is, I'm sorry to say this, but I think she's attracted to white men that have money. And that's
Mhm.
exactly what Ubah managed to pull without like searching for it, and by being her authentic self. So
Yep.
that's why I think she's really mad at Ubah. And also, Ubah is actually, she is a model. Like, what does she do for a living? Just being pretty. And that's like the persona that Brynn is trying to sell, and it's just not working. We still don't understand what she's doing. And I don't want to like, I, I just don't want to say that she's lying, but like I said earlier, I had a friend just like Brynn, and we were friends for 2 years, and everything she said was a lie. And she was someone that was really attracted to everything that was like bright, luxurious, and etc. But she didn't. She was just not that girl. When you, and that's why every time I see Brynn, I see this girl, and that's why I was like so annoyed when I watched the finale. But I was so grateful because Jessel was the one that, to me, broke the circle of lies
Mm-hmm.
and confusion.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like really glad that they didn't really like that she did that, and that Brynn cannot just get away with her lies. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say, and I wanted to thank you because I really love your channel.
Oh,
And
thank
also, I thought about what you said when you said like when you have a friend, always move in silence. This is because of people like Brynn that we say that.
Yes, yes,
So
it's true.
yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So
Oh,
thank you very much.
of course. Thank you, Thomas. First of all, I love your accent, and everybody
Oh,
else in
thank
the
you.
chat loves your accent. They're like, "Come on, French accent." So
Oh my God.
yes, they are
Thank you.
standing for you, Thomas, along with me. But thank
Oh my
you,
God, thank
Thomas.
you.
All your points I agree with, and I hope to see you in the next live.
Yes, I will try because I
Thank,
really love watching them.
oh, thank you, Thomas. Have a
Thank
good
you.
one. Have a good. It's night over there, right? It's like 10 o'clock.
Yes, it's night. I was cooking.
Oh, okay. Well, I will let you get back to cooking, and I will see you in the next one.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Bye. Hi, Miriam.
Oh my God, you crack me up all the time.
Thank you.
I love you for that, and especially your laugh. Don't cut them off when it's not live. We want to hear
Okay.
your laughter because that makes me laugh.
Thank you.
You know, that was demonic. Like Julia Fox called her best. It
Yes.
was demonic, and it reminded me of exactly what happened in Atlanta reunion between Phaedra and
Yes.
Candy.
Yes.
If it wasn't as much as Portia had part in it, she was a
Mhm.
pawn. Hadn't she asked Phaedra, we wouldn't have witnessed that.
Yep.
And this is the same part like that Jessel, like she, just for checking on Ubah, she deserves credit because all of the other ladies, they wanted to go to bed. You care for your friend, you put yourself in her position, someone says something like that about you, and you want your friends to go to bed and not come. Give her the benefit of defending herself. This
Yep.
is what all of them were at wrong. And the only one that really saved Ubah from demise, because that can kill all endorsements she has, can destroy her relationship. Like that guy is not in the show because he is an investor, a banking investor. He doesn't want to be part of this. So, and Brynn has a lot of jealousy stemming on that. Let's not forget she
Yes.
outed Mr. Connecticut.
Yep.
And ever since, Ubah has her number, Brynn's number,
Mhm.
So I feel like I don't think she needs the benefit of the doubt. She needs to uh, she needs to be held accountable outside the show, just like Phaedra was. Period. End of story. She weaponizes her upbringing. Did anybody verify that she's really half Black? I don't believe anything at this point that Brynn says. I don't believe anything. And even these women to take whatever Brynn says at the face value, when from season 1, episode 1, Brynn has been lying. She's the one that made that lady, leave the show.
Mhm.
Because of what she said something, I think racial as well, because,
Mhm.
I don't want to get into details because I think they had to post that lady and Ubah. I just like it was an out of body experience. I cried with Ubah, and Ubah is passionate. When you have an accent and you come from third world and last world country, you usually are passionate because nothing has been handed to you. The only thing handed to Ubah were her perfect looks. That's the only thing hand it to her. She is gorgeous. That's another point that Brynn is jealous of her. But being jealous, listen, I'm jealous of Ubah. She has Oliver. He is gorgeous. But I won't go and ruin her life. That's the difference between a person with character and lack thereof. She needs to be out. She needs to be held accountable. To be honest with you, I wish they didn't even let her come to the reunion, because she's only going to lie. She's going to try to weaponize more her upbringing and cry me a river. You know, go to Bethany Frankel, like Awakening, Reckoning. I'm done with Brynn. From episode 1, she has been lying. Every conflict in the show, she has a part in it. Let's not forget, she's extremely inappropriate. I don't care if it's between Erin and Brynn, Erin and Gabe, or just to offer yourself. And she thinks like if someone is lesbian, so it's okay to say she wants to have something, a threesome. She's extremely, like, she's out of line every step of the way, and they've been babying her under this flag of sex positivity. No, you can be sex positive, but you don't need to be abrasive like that. And I wish they didn't bring her to the reunion, to be honest, because we unveiled her at the last episode. She didn't need to come to the reunion. She should have had an alone chair and hear what the ladies have to say, and then Andy holds her accountable. She doesn't deserve to be in the presence of Ubah. And Ubah said the best line ever in the preview. I want to go back to when I didn't know who the fuck you were. Yeah. And that's me. I want to forget that I've seen her face. And she almost destroyed Ubah's livelihood, and that's evil. That's evil. And those were my 2 cents. Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course. Well, Miriam, thank you. You said it all, Miriam. You said it all. I appreciate you coming on today, giving me your 2 cents. I agree with you. I do feel like Brynn is evil. She could have destroyed someone's life. I'm curious to see where she goes from here. I believe that Brynn will probably quit the show, so that way she can't say that Bravo has fired her. But again, Miriam, I do want to say
I think that AI post was real. Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Remember when there was a post that she's quitting the show, and then everybody said it's AI? Even a post she can try, she uses AI, Brynn. So I think now that post makes total sense, and Erin needs to be held accountable, because she now can say she was manipulated by Brynn. You're a grown-ass woman. You have now 4 kids. There's 1 in your belly. So like, stop saying you're being manipulated. You relish, you salivate every time that Brynn says something outrageous. And you know what? I hope Jessel holds all of them accountable, because again, they keep coming at her marriage all the time. And Sai, she needs to take a seat until she apologizes for calling him a sex tourist. She then earns an apology from Pavitt. I'm done with them saying how you call a woman like that. If we want equality, if you come at a man, you have to expect the reaction. And I'm not saying that. Listen, Pavitt, he's leaning in, being Dora, and I love him. I'm following him, but like, they need to be held accountable also for taking shots on Jessel. That's not fair. Jessel, she's really there just to look pretty. And she isn't. She's a smart too. She's doing what she needs to do. And they're all like also like jealous of her because she's getting all these spreads in Rolling Stones. You know, it stems all out from jealousy. They wanted to do this to Jessel the first season, almost ruining her marriage. And now they move to Ubah. Why are they moving to those who are either for ethnic? And why?
Yeah.
Well, we all know why. We all know why.
Well,
and,
Miriam,
and Eric needs to go with Brynn, because every season he's involved, there's colorism in it.
Yes, Miriam, you clocked it. The chat is loving you. Miriam, thank you so much. I hope that you join.
Everybody. Bye.
Well, thank you. I hope that you join me the next time I do a call in. But I just want to say thank you.
I will try to see you in New York.
Yes.
because you're opening for Empire.
Sure
I work
am.
in New York, and
Oh, yeah, come.
you're getting me in trouble when I'm working. I'm listening to you, and you say something funny, and I'm like, everybody wants to know what I'm listening to.
Thank you, Mariam. You were very kind.
Bye.
Thank you again. Have a wonderful day. Thank you again.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, T. Am I saying your last name right? T. Gaddis?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Hey, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me. Thank you for putting this on. I know you were on the fence, and I I appreciate. I was like, do what's on your spirit, but deeply, I was like, I want to hear your take. So, so I'm glad you rallied for us. We appreciate it.
I did. I was like, I was like, listen, if anybody calls in talking crazy, it's gonna be okay. So like,
I even said, now me and Brooke don't have the same take, so she might call me out of pocket here. We'll see.
No,
we'll see what.
It is okay.
No, I'll keep it cute. I want to preface this by saying, like, first of all, season 1, it's interesting. So many people were like, I clocked Brynn from season 1. Season 1, I liked Brynn. I liked Ubah. I liked everybody in the cast. It wasn't, necessary watch, but it was watchable. And after seasons of Real Housewives that we didn't necessarily have that, I was here for it. Season 2, I didn't like Ubah. I didn't like Ubah at all. I liked Brynn, but I was starting to see the things that people were talking about, the lies, the pettiness, the running out when you're being called out. I didn't like that either. And then, of course, fast forward to this situation. And first of all, I am a survivor of child SA. So above all of this, everybody's saying, like, what she did was dangerous to Ubah. Yes, it was. But what she did more was dangerous to women everywhere. This is the reason women are not believed. Now your story has changed 3 times in the span of a night in front of national television. What? I can't root for you, girl. I didn't want to root for you anyways leading up to this point, but at that point, it was just a level of disgust that turned my heart inside out. And the fact that Bravo put that on, I'm glad they put it on there, but I was like, why we didn't get a trigger warning? Like other shows, we've had a trigger warning. So I was surprised that I didn't see that. So that was one thing. I'm absolutely disgusted, like everybody else, with Brynn. I do think that people need to put more pressure on Brynn, because it's not just about the danger that she brought to Ubah. It's about the danger that she brought to all survivors and future victims, because having hazy stories is already hard enough. The fact that you're going to be nitpicking and choosing when to weaponize your trauma, and people have called her out on, oh, but you told your brother that you only told him. So now, like, you're just looking like a liar, and other people are going to use that to say that real victims are liars. So I was disgusted with that. And then in regards to her potentially coming back, I used to work at a high-end hotel, and I had this one lady. She was a staff favorite, and she could not stand me, to the point where she would beat me down and I would be crying in staff elevators. My general manager, love him so much, brought me up to his office and said, at the end of the day, you are the one affected. And if you want me to ban this woman, I will ban this woman. But if you're okay with it, then I will have a conversation with her and we will move accordingly, and we'll do check-ins and make sure that things have changed. I think that is the same privilege that Bravo needs to give Ubah. I don't think that this is something that the audience should be deciding. I don't think that this is something that Andy should be deciding. Her lies most directly impacted and harmed Ubah intentionally. Let's be very clear. Ubah should be the one to decide whether or not she has to work with this woman day in and day out for the next season or 2 seasons or however many seasons she wants to be on the show.
I agree. First of all, let me say to you, my heart goes out to you. Thank you for sharing that. And there's a lot of love for you in the chat too, just so you know. But I agree with you about the network needs to step in. This is a very serious issue. My humble opinion, like I told Mariam, I do believe that Brynn is most likely going to leave the show herself. I agree.
Right? I think she's gonna take off to London and say that she's there for her business and she'll put a PR spin on it. I
Yes.
100% agree.
Yes, I think that Brynn is too much of a coward to own up to any of her stuff. I think that she's also narcissistic, where she can't admit fault. So I really do believe that she's going to leave, because also that's a blow to your ego when the network fires you. You know,
Absolutely.
it's a blow to her ego. So I think that in the coming days, we're going to hear that she quit. But yeah, I really do. I agree with everything that you said. You hit it on the nose. This does affect all women, because now you're casting doubt on the next woman who tells her story and what happened to her. For her to lie like this was not only evil but very irresponsible. She wasn't thinking. And yeah, I think that the network needs to lay down the hammer on her, and there needs to be some severe consequences and punishment. But I wanted to say thank you again for sharing. Is there anything else that you wanted to say?
No, quick and easy for me. Just got my 2 points. Thank you for having me on, and thank you again for putting this on for all of us, for us to share our thoughts and opinions.
Oh, of course. Thank you. Thank you again, T.
No problem. Bye.
Bye. Have a great day. Guys, there's about, give me 1 minute. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 of y'all here to wait to talk. I'm gonna get to you guys. Y'all, I'm closing it after 7 people though. That's it, okay? All right, so after you guys, then the conversation will be, I guess, closed, okay? So just heads up. Okay. Hey, Nina.
Hi, Brooke.
Hi, how are
I
you?
I'm good. How are you? I cannot believe
I'm,
I'm speaking to you. I love you. I love your channel. I've been following you for the last 3 years.
oh, thank you.
I'm a happy subscriber. Unfortunately, everyone kind of said what I already wanted to say. So they are very wise. They clocked everything. I guess the only thing I could say is just I was kind of discussing this season, just as I'm from the same culture as Ubah. I'm Somalian as well, and we're always just taught that from the young age that, like, don't start anything, but if someone starts with you, you finish it, and that's just how it is. And just to see people go on her when she's being picked at and telling her that she has to control her response rather than the person who's picking at you is beyond me. I've never been raised like that, and we were always kind of raised like, if somebody is hot tempered, our parents would just tell them, leave that person alone. Then if you can't handle the reaction, leave them alone. Don't start something. And if you start something, they blow up on you, that's your own problem.
That's right.
So yeah, I've just never understood. So that's one thing. And also just the making fun of her accent and how that would not be acceptable in any other culture. Like if she was Chinese or Indian or anything else, she would be off the show. So I don't know why it's acceptable to make fun of the Somali woman's accent. So that's
Well, you know why.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it'll be, because think about it. When Mary, do you watch SLC?
Yes, I do.
Do you remember before Mary left the show, second season, when her and Jenny were getting into it? Now, Jenny was a racist, but Jenny was Asian, and Mary got upset with her. Mary started imitating her accent, and the way everybody got on her, like, how dare you? That is so racist. That's so disgusting. And then Mary put out an apology. I said, now, how come they didn't do the same thing with Brynn?
Exactly.
So yes, you and I are right here about that. But Nina, is there anything else that you wanted to add?
No, other than I'm kind of disappointed in Jenna, just how she's going so hard for Brynn and not, but then about her, like, just trying to understand her trauma. But I'm like, Uber right now has a current trauma, and there's just not that same kindness or understanding or support for Uba. So that's all.
I agree. Well, Nina, thank you so much for jumping on, giving me your 2 cents. I really appreciate it. Please feel free to come back. Do not be a stranger the next time I do a call in live. But thank you again, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Yogi, Tochi, how are you?
Hi, Brooke. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, great. I've been sitting here, just everyone has such great insight. And of course, you're always coming with the facts. But one thing I've been thinking about is Brynn is supposed to be this PR maven, right? She's this girl killing it in the PR world. But every single move that she has made since this incident has been a PR nightmare. From the Rolling Stone article to how she handled the incident the next day. You're coming for Ubah talking about her modeling career. You're coming for Rebecca Minkoff talking about her closer at Nordstrom Rack. What are your accomplishments, Brynn? Why are you always putting other women down? And then she had the nerve to play the why can't I be a successful Black woman card? Girl, what do you do? what are your accomplishments that make you feel like you're so much better than these other women? And, the Rolling Stone article for me was like her doubling down. For me, mistakes happen, right? Maybe I wanted to even maybe slightly give her the benefit of the doubt that maybe she thought Ubah knew, right? But that completely went out of the window because at no point have we seen her say, look, Ubah, I thought you knew. I can see clearly now that you didn't. I do not think you're that kind of person. And I'm so sorry that I put that out there. How hard is that to say? How hard is that to share? And she has done nothing of the sort. So I don't know what kind of PR she does. That is not someone I would ever hire to take care of my image. And she needs to outsource her PR going forward if she's going to continue in this career path.
Agreed. And it's funny because if you've watched me for a while, it's funny because my degree was in PR. So like seeing her, I'm just kind of like, yeah, like what are you doing? You're like shooting yourself in the foot. Like I mean, she's doing everything wrong. And then when she tried to say, I thought it was so funny when she said, I'm in marketing and PR, like I do this. And then when she said, let's compare net worths, and she's standing like she's Jay-Z. She's standing like this. I said, girl, who are you? I said, are you serious? And she's doing it. And even Erin said, girl, you look crazy.
She's just not a girl's girl. You're supposed to be uplifting each other. We have not seen anyone else come for anyone else's career as much as she has.
Yeah. But you know where it stems from? It's projection, it's jealousy, because the constant thing about, Rebecca Minkoff's at Nordstrom Rack. It's like, okay, but she has $100 million, and what do you have?
That's like making fun of the owner of Walmart because it's Walmart. Girl, they are billionaires, okay? Like, let's figure things out. Let's use our brains. But anyway, that's part of her personality, I guess. But
yes, it's supposed to be charming and endearing. Anything else that you wanted to add, though, Yogi?
That's it. Thanks for your commentary always. You've been clocking it from day one, so you went on the nose. Thank you, Brooke.
Oh, thank you. Thank you I hope to see you in the next call-in live.
I will be there.
Okay,
yes.
Good. Thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday.
You too.
Thank you. Hey, Debbie, how are you?
Hey, Brooke. Me and Brooke are mutes. I'm Bone Carrier. We've been
Hey,
mutual.
Bone Carrier, how are you? Yes, girl, how are you?
Yes, girl. I'm like, get me up here because I need to give Brynn my lashings, okay? And I love your videos, by the way. You're like the only recap channel that I can like sit through, not on 2x speed. I just let it play and like laugh. And I love when you do your little laugh. It cracks me up. So let me just say this, and this might be, y'all might not like it, but I'm going to break it down for you, right? This thing by Brynn was a setup from the very beginning. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to break it down. Number one, when Ubah clocked her in the room and said, I actually didn't say that you SD to get on the show. I said, maybe you did. Mm-hmm. That is the truth. She's just like Bronwyn. She'll take that one little word and flip it so it comes another whole different statement. And then it's like, okay. So after Ubah said that, Brynn's like, she knows that is the case. And you can see the wheels turning in her head. And you can see herself hyping herself up. Oh, ISD? Oh, ISD? Oh, really? Really? She's hyping herself up to get to the part where she reveals the essay. Then she's like, oh, I didn't want to tell my friends like this, but okay, so then why did you? Why did you? Like that moment did not call for that at all. She took that to weaponize it, and when she was losing the argument because Ubah clocked her correctly, then it was like I was really thinking to myself, okay. So when everyone's on her side, right? Then she waits till the cameras goes down. And this is how you know that she's a liar and a manipulator, because she waited till the cameras goes down. But then they were all in the room debriefing, whatever. But then she went to her room and she was probably in there thinking like, okay, probably I did too much. So the wheels were turning. Then she goes back and tries to feel out the temperature. And they're like, okay. That's when she says, maybe she didn't clock it, which that is very specific manipulative language. We're not talking about wig lace. Maybe she didn't clock it. We're talking about SA. Like, what are you talking about? She could have said, maybe she didn't do this. Like, I don't want to attack her character. Maybe she didn't clock it. I would have rioted. I would have been so mad. And the thing about it is, I don't even believe that she even ever told Ubah. I think that was something that she came up with just to muddy the waters, and this
Yes.
is all part of her plan.
Yes.
Because if you are a woman and somebody skates past that, you're gonna be like, whoa, 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 hold up. You're gonna bond, you're gonna cry. And if she in that moment realizes that Ubah didn't say anything, you would come back to say to Ubah and be like, "Hey, I told you this and you didn't say anything. Like, what's going on?" Or that's another thing. Brynn being how she is, she would have gone back to the group and been like, "Hey guys, can you believe I told Ubah this thing and she just didn't even acknowledge it?" Because
Mhm.
that's the kind of that she is. Okay, so this was a whole setup. Then how you know it was a setup is when the cameras were down, you could see when she was hugging Eric Fuller, you could see like the smirk on her face, like,
Yes.
yeah, I just took
Yeah.
her down. Like, I just took her down. So that's when I was like, I'm done because I know girls like Brynn, and I'm like, this was a setup. Like, this was a scheme that Todd set up. Okay.
Mhm.
And then the next day when she just wanted to act like nothing happened, I think she knew that she went too far.
Mhm.
And and thank God for Jessel, because had Jessel not done what she did, it would have been so catastrophic for Ubah. And I'm really side-eyeing the rest of the cast. They can all get fired, because why would you go to sleep on something like that? If it would have me, I would have been like, oh hell no, everybody get in this room right now, we're sorting this out. I'm not gonna let somebody go to sleep knowing that that's been said about them. Are you kidding me?
No.
That's crazy. And then this is another thing that I know she's manipulating the situation, and it was setup, because the next day when they're all talking about it and she leaves, she wants to text what's her name, Erin, and be like, "Oh, are you getting out of there today?" Because she doesn't want them comparing stories and comparing notes, knowing it's already too late. She knew she was finished. That's why I'm like, you know what? This was a plan that she came up with. I really don't even believe that she told Ubah, and maybe Ubah just didn't. I don't believe she ever told Ubah. I think that she was like all season picking at Ubah and was like wanting to take her down. And this was something that she had loaded and ready to go. And when the moment presented itself, she did it. And that's
I,
my honest opinion. So
Debbie,
yeah.
I agree with you. I think that, well, because when I first heard it, I said, yeah, I don't believe this either, because I didn't believe it. The story just sounded too convenient. It sounded like you said, she came up with it on the spot. You know how if liars are. Liars will come up with something to take you down like that. I think that she cooked that up in the moment because she was angry and she said, let me destroy her. But yeah, I don't believe for a minute that her and Ubah talked prior, a year ago, before BravoCon. Why didn't we hear about this before? I think it's a lie. Listen, I mean, you clocked everything. I think it's a lie. It's a bold-faced lie.
I
But
think it is.
yeah, but
It,
Debbie,
I just want to say one more thing for the
yeah,
people that are saying that Brynn, needs to come back because they're going to hold her accountable. They're not going to hold her accountable, because once you know that somebody is capable of doing something like that, you shouldn't want anything to do with them. And Bravo does love to do these things where people will do heinous things, and then at the reunion, it's like, okay, let's take a shot and let's kiss and make up. No, like, I don't want to be around that girl. So yeah, that's
well,
all.
the only person I think, who will not be speaking to Brynn ever is Ubah, because I was at the premiere party for this season. They did not speak. And actually, none of them spoke to her. Rebecca Minkoff ignored her, and Brynn left the party early. Brynn and Jessel left. Well, Jessel left because she wanted to get back to her kids, and then Brynn left the party early because the whole cast was not speaking to her. So it was Raquel, Ubah, Rebecca Minkoff, they were all there. They all ignored Brynn. So I think that if there is, next season, and if Brynn were to come back, she's starting off on very, very, very uneven footing, because I don't think that they want anything to do with her. But I've been saying I think that Brynn is going to end up quitting the show due to her being a coward.
I agree.
But
And she is, I think, I didn't even know that she was in PR. Honestly, I watch like here and there. She kind of made the show unwatchable for me from the beginning with the baby voice and everything. I was like, oh, this is not for me. But I didn't even know that she was in PR. She's ruined her business, because I would never, ever want anything to do with her.
no.
So
But Debbie, thank you. Your commentary was spot on. Please do not be a stranger to the next call in live.
of course, I never miss a live.
Oh, thank you. I'll see you on Twitter, girl. In
Okay.
Blue Sky.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Have a wonderful Sunday.
Yeah.
Hey, Peyton M, how are you?
Hi, Brooke. Oh my
Hi, how are
gosh.
you? Happy
Doing
Sunday.
good. Thank you so much. First I want to say, this was a scheme that Eric Fuller set up to come to us with the BS. Okay,
Mhm,
that is that is first.
I agree.
I also want to say, I've been, in and out of this season because, honestly, the first season, I loved the first season. I surprised myself because I really did enjoy it. But this season, on and off. And I do have to mention that I was watching another content creators live, and I did see the scene with Brynn and her brother. Remember when
Mhm.
she was in the beginning of the season, I think, and she was, crying and speaking about the essay.
Yep.
I could have sworn that she said that her brother was the only person that she told.
Peyton,
So
oh my gosh. Thank you. Repeat that one more time. I saw that
yeah,
clip too. I saw
yeah,
that
the
clip
beginning
too.
of the season when she had a scene with her brother. She said she was crying, speaking about the essay situation, and I could have sworn she said that her brother was the only person that she told. So if that's the case, and this, it was the beginning of the season, and she's saying this happened before BravoCon, it would have been way back then that she told Uber, correct? So
Yep,
I'm
you're correct.
like, we can't. I don't even know what to believe you, Bryn. Like, it's so many different lies and inconsistencies, and that's just a small little detail that who knows who probably picked up on it, and if it was even brought up at the reunion. So I did want to, yeah, okay, I did want to mention that because I'm like, okay, well, if he's the only person, then we need to backtrack, and somebody needs to mention this, and apologies need to be given.
I'm hoping and praying that that is mentioned at the reunion, but I'm not going to
Hmm.
hold you though. A lot of these reunions I feel are suffering because Andy is not giving us the same energy that he had
Yep.
10 years ago. Andy
Hmm.
has gotten more and more annoyed as the years go on. He's barely pressing into the important things that we want to know. He seems like
Hmm.
he's over it. It's just like
Hmm.
we're getting lackluster reunions because
Yeah.
He doesn't want to get into any of the drama. He's annoyed
Yeah.
when they're yelling. He doesn't have the energy that he had 15 years ago. And that's
Hmm.
hurting us because people are skating by scot free with their bad behavior. But I can only hope and pray that that is mentioned, but something tells me that it's not going to be mentioned. It's going to be glossed over yet
I don't
again.
think so. Yep. I agree with you. I think Andy's checked out. I don't even believe he watches the shows. I think he has his people just give him the big stories and what exactly happened, so he'll, know what to say, won't know what to talk
Mhm.
about. But I don't think he watches it full out, to be honest. He just gets what big happened in the season. So he
Yes,
just a little clued in.
I agree. I've heard that from several people that he'll watch stuff on the plane, he'll catch up that way, or a lot of times, yeah, he's getting it crammed in like an all one sitting, and then when that
Hmm.
happens, it's hard to watch just one whole season in a day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then he's so
exactly.
busy, he's the face of the network, so I think that he's only watching maybe like the premiere episode, some of the middle, and then the finale episode, and then he gets
Hmm.
his notes on what happened in the in between episodes.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah, we need to either Andy needs to do better, or we need to bring on somebody else.
Yeah.
Um yeah, and he's probably also relying on Twitter questions to, fill it in the details, but you can't really just rely on that because, but I also want to mention, I'm not sure if we somebody spoke about it or if you spoke about it. I'm sorry, but with Lizzie, and did you see her post with Uba and
Yes,
her on Uba's side?
I spoke
Okay.
about it. I spoke about it
Okay,
at the
okay,
beginning.
sorry. Yeah,
Yep.
I just wanted to say that. So I was happy to see that. But I also was gonna say I went on Lizzie's Instagram, and she's a little problematic too. So I'm like, maybe it was good that she was off. I don't know. um but yeah, I think that's all I had to say. We love you, Brooke. Thank you so much for, keeping us giggling and laughing, and so yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Peyton. You're so sweet. Thank you again. I'm gonna let you go right now, but
Oh, I'm
please do not
sorry.
be a
I
stranger to the next one.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I just remembered. Are you guys you're gonna be with Ken Buyer? Because I live
Yes.
on Long Island, so I definitely
Oh
would want
yeah.
to go.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm hosting his live show February 21st at the Green Room
Okay.
42.
Okay, great. I want to check it out because I love the both of you, and I'm about like 45 minutes from the city, so I would definitely want to come.
Yeah, come on. We have a good old time. I hosted the last two live shows in New York. We had a good old time. But yeah, I hope to see you there. I know a
Okay.
few of you guys are going to be there, so I'm excited. Yes. Okay, come on, my New Yorkers in the house. I love
Yes.
it. But
Yes,
yes,
yes, yes. I will
yes.
be there.
Shout out to Americana Manhasset, okay?
Oh yes, of course. I love it. Okay.
Yes, yes. But thank you, Peyton. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you. You
Sunday.
too. Thank you so much, Brooke.
Hi, Lady M. How are you?
Oh my gosh. Hi, Brooke. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. How
Oh
are
my
you?
God. Perfect. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
I love your channel. I've been watching you for a couple years now, and I love
Thank,
your recaps and your breakdown and your analysis and the whole thing.
thank you so much.
Oh, I just want to like say like Brynn. Okay, that finale literally like blew my mind. I like watched like some of the season. I watched a lot of like your recaps and like other people's recaps to catch up. But I definitely tuned into the finale after I saw the uproar. But like Brynn is nuts. Like she is a deathly combination of a bully, coward, and victim, right? Like she is a victim in like the sense of like obviously being a survivor of SA, also like her horrible childhood, but she's also a bully. We've seen this throughout the whole season. Like the way that she's attacked each and every one of these ladies' careers and marriages, like in such a vicious way when like unfortunately like she has nothing else, like she doesn't compare to the other ladies, and I honestly think it comes from an insecurity thing. Like I think this is also where like her lashing out at Ubah comes from, and like I don't know, it's so insane. And I really liked that you pointed out like how strange she was acting, like when Aaron was like, stop, you're being weird, when she like hit that weird stance and was like, you want to go with me, you want to go, like that was so like I literally wanted to stop like the episode because I was cringing so bad, because Brynn I think also has like this tinge of a personality disorder where she takes on different identities whenever it suits her. This, oh well, why can a black woman make money? First off, like I don't think that Brynn started identifying as black probably until like a post 2020 world.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's probably realistically like someone like who looks like her, that's probably something that she kept to herself up until recently. And it's not giving half black. I'm sorry, it's giving like 1/8 in my opinion. Just jokes. But yes, like her, like also this I fly private, billionaires hit my DMs. This is not true. Otherwise we would not be like running around to like get sperms from our ex-boyfriends who are like hungry for camera time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like that doesn't make sense. And like the last thing I want to say is like regarding Ubah. First off, like shout out to the other caller who said this as well. I don't personally love Ubah. She was obviously a victim in the situation. What happened to her was awful. Like I wouldn't wish that on the worst person ever. Like that was insane. And I'm so glad that she reacted the way she did, because I think some people would have tried to, you know, like do damage control in a more tactful way. But I'm so happy she had just had a raw, real remote emotion, because that's what it took to show these ladies like this girl is lying on me. But like Ubah needs to watch out for the rest of those ladies, because the way that all of them flipped on her except for Jessel was scary. And apparently her and sorry.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
It was scary. Like the one that really freaked me out the most was Raquel. But the thing about it is I was like, oh Ubah, these ladies don't like you as much as they say they do. First off, I will say Ubah was being annoying for this whole trip. I did not like her behavior for this whole trip. I did not like it. And I think, and I'm not saying like it put a target on her back, but I was like, listen, like if all of these ladies can excuse Brynn's constant lying and making accusations for a whole season, and it all took you being bitchy about a room and like a beach for them to flip on you and believe like this horrendous lie, you need to look at every one of them. And like recognize that they're an op. Like, and my, like, sorry, last thing. My hypothesis, honestly, is that Ubah's gonna be the one to not come back, because I think she's gone home to her like fiance, like this banker, this rich banker who like lives in Greenwich, and is like looking at her life, like her modeling fabulous life, and is like, I almost lost all of this over this show that everyone hates. Like, I don't think Ubah's coming back. And then I think Brynn is actually going to come back. And I think she's, honestly, to get redemption, I think she's actually going to go full send and tell us about her life, like her backstory, like all the horrendous things that she's alluded to that she's never really said. Like the suicide, probably like the neglect she faced as a child from her parents, to like kind of change the temperature, or like, you know what I'm saying, to change our perspective on her. This is what I'm hypothesizing, but like I may be completely wrong. It could be like the other way around, but like this is what I think is going to happen. I really don't think Ubah's going to come back. Like, I don't think it's worth it for her.
Oh, I feel, I mean, I can see that. I think that if Ubah doesn't come back though and Brynn comes back, that's going to cause a lot of chaos and a lot of anger amongst the viewers, and I can definitely see the Black viewership tanking. I mean, New York does not have the best numbers anyway, so if Brynn comes back, that's going to feel like a slap in the face, and I think I can see that season 16 will probably be the end of the show then, if that happens. I think that if Ubah doesn't come back, Brynn should still be let go and just have them both off, and then we start from there.
Oh, definitely. I definitely think that like that would happen, but I don't know. I think the show is in just such a weird place, and I think like this episode was kind of, and in a really fucked up way. I mean, sorry, I'm not sure if we can curse on here. I don't want you to get demonetized or anything, but in a really weird way, I feel like this incident was kind of needed, because this is like the realest thing we've actually seen from these ladies in like 24 episodes, 2 seasons, and it took them not seeing cameras. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's got this really weird, like, I see it as this, and it's really messed up and dark, but like, I don't know, I just really see this like changing the course of the show, like with these ladies, and I'm not sure if it's gonna be like good or bad, but like, I don't know, I think like the producers are really scrambling. I think Bravo is scrambling. I think, and I'd like, sounds really doomer, but I think Bravo's kind of in its end days, so I don't put it past them of doing like being desperate and keeping Brynn on for like rage views. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that that's the way to go though. I definitely think that it's just time for accountability, and I just feel like that's going to hurt the franchise. But I mean, I see,
definitely. Yeah.
you know, I see your point. I mean, listen, I'm not going to hold my breath. You know, I feel like I can see it. I could definitely see it. But Lady M, I really appreciate your points. I want to get to the last 2 callers today, but thank you so much.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're
sorry,
fine.
that
Thank
took so
you.
long. Okay.
No, thank you. But have a wonderful rest of your Sunday.
Of course, you too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, unapologetically Romel. How are you?
Hello, hi, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I was laying down, but I said, no, let me get my ring camera for Brooke. She deserves that. She's the queen. I want to keep it short because, you know, you probably got a long day. You probably got plans. But all I want to say is that Brynn is disgusting. She needs help. She really does need to see the lady. I know you always say that, but she really does. Erin, I don't like it for her. I don't see it for her. Jenna, I unfollowed her. I see her for who she is, and I'm going to leave it right there. Ubah, was she my favorite? No, but I kind of grew to like her. I will say Ubah needs to learn how to kind of like keep your opinions to yourself and just walk away sometimes. Like, don't always say something. Sai, I was a subscriber of Sai before the New York, so I kind of like seen her on her YouTube, but I feel like if she stayed in therapy and try this brand new thing they all trying to do, hopefully she can stay on the show. Raquel, she was cool for what it was. A little bit boring, but she was cool. Rebecca, no. Don't bring her back. Let her stay over there making clothes for Wicked. God bless. Stay up over there. Jessel, I grew to like Jessel. Now, one thing I know you say in your reviews, you like to give people 5 episodes or even new Housewives 5 episodes. I wanted to give them a whole season, from last season. I didn't want to pick an automatic favorite. But Jessel did grow on me. They are jealous of her life and her marriage. Regardless if her husband looks like Dory or Nemo, whatever, they're jealous of it. Brynn is sick. And we all have been dragging her. Everybody has been saying the same thing. I don't want to keep repeating what everybody has said. And it's okay if some viewers liked her, but you shouldn't be liking her after that.
Agreed.
I'm not going to go into detail, but as a young man, I've been through something. But for Brynn to go through, I do believe, I know she's a liar, but I do believe, I feel like it did happen to her. But the lie and the weaponizing against Ubah, it makes people question if it even happened to you and stuff like that. Sick people like her needs help because you're going to make everybody else who has been through that, whether you're a man or a woman of any color, question your story. And Bravo better not bring her back. Don't bring her back. We don't want her coming back. She needs help. That Rolling Stone, what do you think about the Rolling Stone?
The Rolling Stone article, she definitely doubled down. There was no remorse. She said that she was the victim. They owe her apologies. I was floored reading that. I cannot believe her that she would fix her mouth to get on a national publication and still play the victim and not say, I was wrong, I'm sorry. I couldn't believe her.
Yeah, I seen that article and I just was like, ooh, Lord, help her, Jesus. Help her. Aaron, I'm so sick and tired of her. She just like Kyle, so flip-floppy. It's just like she want to pipe up, sister. You calling me a sister is a reach, girl. You was. I feel like she probably was low key still talking to Brynn.
Oh yeah.
But she want the world to know. Oh no, girl. I see right through you two. Congratulations on your pregnancy. You can go back over there to Manhattan or wherever she live. We don't want to see you. And that's my thoughts. I do want to say that I love when you say at your big age. I love your reads on Whitney and Heather. Keep it coming. I can't wait for your other recaps. I did I found your channel through the Miami reviews. I can't wait for them to come back. But I was going to get on here. I know I got my do-rag on. Don't judge me. Next time. I'm going to look a little more better. I look a little rough right now, but
it's okay. Well, thank you so much, Romel. You were awesome. And please, I hope to see you in the next call-in live. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, have a blessed day.
You too. Hi, Miss Brown Sugar. How are you?
Hello. Hi, Brooke. It's good to talk with you. Hi, everybody. Y'all probably, first of all, don't mind me. I'm sorry. I am double multitasking. I'm a caregiver for my granddad. So if y'all see like stuff in the background, don't mind it. Everybody has done such a wonderful job taking down Brynn. I think I fully agree. You got her for me. You got her again. What I want to talk about is I really do think that the failing of this season and the issue with this show really is production and Bravo, because I have found each of the women interesting in some way on their own when we get like little snippets of them. What I think seems to be the problem is, and again, it is Eric Fuller, just like in Potomac, just like in other places, he is relying on his favorites producing certain types of drama instead of leaning into getting into these people's real lives. And if conflicts come about, they come about, but we need to be talking about their real lives. The reason that Brynn has all of this flack on her and the reason that Ubah was even able to come up with that blow is because of Brynn making her entire personality being a sex kitten and being the person that has billionaires calling her. And she has the same struggles as Rebecca because she has to wait up for, European billionaire. You did that to you. That was low hanging fruit that you put out there. And when people ask you about your actual work, you don't talk about it. You don't show it. That is you. You did that to you. On any other housewife show, that will be very easy fodder. So of course, and the other thing that I just want to make sure that somehow people keep forgetting is that what happened right before Ubah made her statement was that Brynn was essentially trying to say, what are you doing here? Not just at this table, not just at this dinner. She was basically saying, you're not performing for the show the way I think you need to perform for the show.
Yep.
That's what she was saying.
Yes.
And so that's what Ubah was reacting to, which is why she said, I got my job. I got this job for being me. I don't know about you. Maybe you had to. I don't know. I got this job for being me. That was the whole argument. And what I find really frustrating is that producers didn't focus in on it. And more importantly, these women are supposed to be like New York women. I appreciate that there are more diverse casts as far as ethnicity, as far as look, but they don't show it because they are so tunnel vision. They are such a groupthink that I just couldn't believe that, number one, not a single person said during the dinner, leave Ubah alone. People later said, oh, I know that she's in a lot of pain and she's very worried because she's about to have fibroid surgery. Okay, so you know that. Why didn't you say that in the moment? They later said, oh, yeah, it's true that Brynn was going up and down the table and she was just picking it. Oh, so you knew that. Why didn't you say that in the moment? That would be good TV. But none of them did that. Not a single one of them did that. Later, if they were even listening to the argument, they understood why she popped up. Multiple people told her that later. So why didn't you say it? That's the problem I find with this show, is that there's like a whole bunch of people who are all just like relying on Aaron and Brynn, who are incredibly frustrating what they're producing, but they feel like they need to do that because nobody else will give. What Ubah gives, you may not like it, but her reactions are her actual reactions. Yes. And I think a bigger part of it is that, again, these being a cast of people from New York of multiple ethnicities, it just is confusing to me why it doesn't dawn on them that when Ubah is reacting, it's because she's not American. She's from another country. She's from another culture. She has different belief systems. And so when she sees things, even the things that I don't agree with her on, the things where she's wrong, like she was dead wrong for how she was behaving on the beach. Yes. However, even when you heard her talking to Raquel later, she didn't get it because she didn't get it. She was saying, if you were in Somalia and I took you to someplace and it was bad, I would expect you to say it was bad. Y'all can fight about that. That's a legitimate fight. But that's because she comes from a different culture. She was saying in the conversation about that Aaron made about her, she was saying, I thought that Brynn was my friend. We share something very close. Ubah actually did say that they had a conversation before BravoCon, but Ubah said it was about how Brynn was going through like a family crisis. And so she was supportive. So you would think that Ubah would have, so that close to me that Ubah definitely had no idea that it had anything to do with sexual assault because she knew that there was a conversation. She admitted that they had it. It was about her trying to support Brynn. Those are all the clues you need. So she was saying, why would I choose to be friends with somebody who would be cruel to me when life is hard enough? Yeah. Because of these things. And I just was like, this is the conversation to have. They missed it all. They made it all about how Aaron reacted in a way because of what Aaron is going through. And Aaron is going through more than Ubah even knew. But somehow Ubah is supposed to know that and be sensitive to that. But nobody cared that she was saying, this is how I feel about being attacked right now. To me, that's the problem with the show. There are a lot of really interesting people, but they seem to really not understand that people are different. They have different experiences. Tease it out a little bit, like the way Raquel was able to tease out with Jess. So, oh, yes. So, yes, all of my family, we take pictures. Everybody I know does this. This is not a big deal in our Indian culture. Raquel was able to tease that out in one moment. But right, do that for all of these other things. Figure it out. That will be good. Otherwise, what is the difference between having y'all being like, to me, fake progressive? Because I consider myself to be very progressive and very woke. And the things they get caught up on are dumb. To me. So what's the difference between having them and having a completely clueless, like Upper East Side older white women who are also offensive but in a different, what's the difference if you're not going to bring in diversity of ideas, talk these things through? So I think to me, that is the biggest problem with this show is that the producers are lazy, just like they started getting lazy in Potomac. They have their favorites. They want to protect their favorites. And instead of like fleshing out these people's lives and letting the conflict develop where it may. Or if you're going to produce in those moments and tell somebody else they need to. I'm not saying everybody needs to be a Carlos crawling underneath the tables with props. I don't think you need to do that. But point out, this is the time to have the conversation. Not in your confessionals, Jenna. Annoying. Not after the fact when you tell somebody, oh, I sympathize with what you were going through. Too late. You didn't do it in the moment. Do it in the moment. So that's all I have to say. Like I actually did not really have a problem with Ubah. I get why a lot of people did, but I think it's because even when I didn't agree with her, I did understand, because she said, but why? She was saying the thing about with like Abe and Arab, but why would you do that? Like, why would you trick somebody? Like the thing about the pranks, but why would you make a prank about people? Why would you do that? Like, I got it. Even if she doesn't react the way other people do, I got it. And also, Erin is also very dangerous because she is the one who keeps calling Ubah scary. Ubah is no more reactive than Lisa Barlow, than half of New Jersey, not just Teresa, half of New Jersey. She's no more reactive than Tamara's not even reactive. Tamara starts stuff, but like Shannon, she's reactive in a different way, but she cries. Ubah is less than all of these people. The only difference is that she is dark, she is tall, she speaks with an accent. Those are the differences. She's a Black woman who is tall and she speaks with an accent, so that makes her scary when she's just reacting to the thing you did to her first.
I agree.
That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. So I don't know what New York is going to do. I'm not confident in the reunion for all the reasons you said. I don't believe that Andy actually cares or actually watches. He frustrates me when he yells at women after his whole show was to let like conflict stew, and then they come in mad about a conflict, and then he's yelling at them. He frustrates me. So I don't know what's going to happen. I think maybe the people who produce Miami might be better, because I think they do a good job of like giving each person a chance to talk about, like, so where I'm from or from my culture, this is the kind of thing that will be a problem. And they really are a mix of cultures.
Oh yeah.
And that helps a little bit, so that you can decide whether you agree with what they're fighting over, but you can also, even if you don't agree, you get these people and you see them all as people, and not like this is a monster and then these poor people are afraid of her. So that, I just found that whole narrative to be disgusting, both from the women falling for it, but especially from fans and alleged longtime Bravo viewers who seem to think that Ubah is the worst thing they've ever seen. So thank you. I love all your reviews. This has been fantastic. I'm glad I got a chance to call in, and I'm sorry that I kept logging on and off. StreamYard did not want me to be great.
No, it's okay. It's totally okay. Thank you. And honestly, like what they say, save the best for last. You were phenomenal. I mean, you hit all the points. You were just everything. I agree with everything that you said. I'm like, yes, 1,000 times yes. But
thank you. I learned it from you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too. Thank you again.
Bye, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Okay, let me say, y'all, this live fed me. I hope y'all were fed. Thank you to all the callers who called in. You guys all said all the things. You made amazing points. Yeah, I just want I want to read some super chats. I saw some super chats came in while I was talking to everybody, all the callers. I do not want to miss you guys. Hi, Adam Boggs McDonald. Thank you for the super chat. We need a redo of Roni. Brynn needs to see the lady, because we can't be playing with topics like this. This show is too dark. Adam, I agree with you. Hey, High Vibe. Thank you for the super chat. In my opinion, Brynn is a narcissist and a hit dog hollering. When she mentioned Jeff Lewis, I thought this must be true, and why she has to prove she's hardworking. This could also explain her jealousy. Yeah, well, with Brynn, on top of that, she's also a victim. She's also a perpetual victim in the sense of when she's caught, she plays the victim role. Because once again, in that Jeff Lewis interview, Erin did not say anything bad about Brynn. She stuck up for Brynn. She said, well, Jeff, I believe that she does work. I've never known her to have a sugar daddy. And that was that. And the way that Brynn twisted it to get an apology out of Erin was crazy to me. I think that Brynn is somebody who has a very strange relationship with the truth. And on top of that, along with being a narcissist, she's also a perpetual victim. And she always wants to find a way to get an apology from somebody that she does not deserve. Because to bring up that Jeff Lewis interview is ridiculous. Nobody said anything about it, anything bad about her. Jeff Lewis made a joke and said, do you think that Brynn has a sugar daddy? How does she pay for her stuff? And Erin defended her and said, no, I don't believe that. And she was still mad at Erin. So it's bogus with Brynn. I think that she needs to see the lady immediately. There's something wrong. But thank you so much for the super chat, High Vibe. Thank you. Hey, Lexi Lean, thank you for the super chat. Jenna said she had no contact with Brynn after the reunion. Oh, okay, well, I'm happy to hear that. Well, Jenna, 2 points for you. Hey, Betty, thank you for the super chat. Oh, you said tell it, caller. Yes, honey, all the callers were on point today. Hey, Unique 718, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Brooke, I love your commentary. I met you in NYC at Kemp's first New York show. You were super nice and a great host. Keep up the great work. Oh, thank you. Well, I hope that you come to next month's show. We're gonna have a great time. Really cool things planned, and Kempire does his thing. Okay, so but I had a great time meeting everybody who came out. Thank you so much. Hey, Leonardo Decapitated. Thank you for the super chat. Hi, Brooke. So happy I was able to catch one of your lives. It's been a while since I have. Brynn uses her proximity to whiteness to get away with problematic behavior, and a lot of the cast enables her. Oh, yes. The way they coddle her and baby her and say, oh, it's just Brynn. Brynn's just a child. Brynn is not a child. Brynn is a grown-ass woman with grown-ass bills. She is 38, 39 years old. That is nobody's child. And she definitely does use her proximity to whiteness to get away with her behavior. So for her to say, why can't Black women succeed? Why can't Black women win in terms of her? That was unacceptable. Sorry. But thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Leonardo Decapitated. Hey, DGF627. Thank you for the super chat. Brynn knows the difference between right and wrong. That is why she and her plotting are diabolical and unsafe. Oh, absolutely. Brynn is dangerous. Hey, Black Swan, thank you for the super chat. Brooke, this is your best thus far. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, DGF627, thank you for the super chat. Sidebar, kudos on mastering going live in such a short time. Oh, thank you. That means a lot. Thank you. I'm always trying to get better and improve. Thank you. Hey, Brooklyn Rose, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for this necessary discussion. Oh, thank you. Thank y'all for participating. Thank y'all. I wouldn't have this any other way, y'all. I was like, no, I need to hear from y'all because that episode was so triggering. And I was this close not to doing this live. Honestly, I want to give you guys all of the credit because I was not going to do it. And you guys convinced me to do the live. So if it weren't for y'all, I might have just skipped out. Hey, LC Charm, thank you for the super chat. Ubah is living the life Brynn thinks she deserves, a rich white boyfriend. Yes, yes. I said that earlier. We are all on one accord. We are all one band, one sound. I agree. Brynn is very envious of the fact that Ubah is living the life that she feels should have been destined for her. But y'all, I feel like I've said everything. You guys have said everything. I hope y'all have enjoyed the live. I had a great time. Y'all were amazing today. I want to do this again. Yeah, definitely. You guys, I'm speechless because this live exceeded expectations. So I hope y'all had a great time today. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for the super chats. Thank you to all the callers. You guys had great insight, great commentary. Thank you. But I'm going to leave it off right now, right here. And I will see you all for Potomac. All right. But guys, I love y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed today and have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. And I will see you all later. Bye, y'all. Y'all made my day for real. Like, y'all really made my day. Thank y'all.